Hey, how's it going? Really good question. So this is something that comes up all the time because there's these big companies like Taylor and Francis and ProQuest and EBSCO and Elsevier, and there's like all these different services that they offer. So if you go out to the open web, you can see that in some cases, some libraries actually have a database called Taylor and Francis. It's called Taylor and Francis Online. But because of our negotiations and all of that, we don't have that. But we do have a lot of Taylor and Francis stuff. What does that mean and how do you get access to it? I'll give you a couple of strategies for working through this. And pardon the video, I love making videos. It's so much more fun than typing. Feels like I'm talking to somebody. So if you go to Taylor and Francis, they're a big publisher. And so they've got like journals, books, jobs apparently. But if you go back, so I'm assuming that you're interested in like the ebooks and the peer-reviewed journals. So if you find something out on the open web, all of those things are indexed typically in like Google Scholar. So sometimes you find stuff and it's like, well, how do I get access to this? We subscribe to a lot of Taylor and Francis stuff. And in fact, we recently had something of like a new subscription. So now like our Taylor and Francis stuff is like even bigger, but it's kind of hidden in the weeds. Here's your strategy, or here's a couple of strategies. First one, if you find the name of the journal, so let's go to COM. If you see one called American Journalism, you can go to this online journals link right here and just look for it. There's like tens of thousands of journals. American Journalism, and you can see if we have it. Looks like we do. When you click on this, you can see how much we have. So this like goes back to 1997, and this one has like most recent 1 year not available. And isn't this interesting? There's like a Taylor and Francis Journals Auto Holdings collection. So that's not a database, but Communication and Mass Media Complete is a database. So there's like all of this interwoven stuff, and I apologize, but I guess that's why I get to keep my job, is there's like so much complexity. So that's one way. Another one is if you go to the Marriott Library and you go to this login, especially if you're off campus, this will log you in to kind of like a wrapper. So wherever you go after you log into this, and I'm already on campus, but then if you go to Google Scholar or the open web, let's look for American Journalism. American Journalism Journal. Are we going to get into the, oh, well, here it says a Taylor and Francis. Once we've logged in, if we're off campus, we are in the wrapper that all of this library stuff has. So you can go, fingers crossed. Oh, it's a chapter out of a book. Oh, it's out of print and no longer available. Okay, so then you would have to rely on like reaching out to me or doing interlibrary loan. I'm trying to find another Taylor and Francis one. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's another book. Oh, no, we don't necessarily have that. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that I might have to negotiate on your behalf. But if you do find something out on the open web, if you're logged into CIS or Canvas or this off-campus access, you'll have a much better chance at getting full text. Okay, third trick. I went into one of the Taylor and Francis journals, Communication and Critical Cultural Studies, and it does have some open access, which means it should be open for access on the open web. But what you can do is, if you ever see something that you're like, oh, that looks good, all you have to do is grab the title, go back to the library catalog, and put in a couple of quotes. So it's searching for that whole line of text, right? Then this will do all the searching for you in what we have access to. And when you click on articles, if we have it, this is my most reliable trick for getting access to things. And what it's going to do is it's going to send us, ironically, back out to a Taylor and Francis Journals link. We don't have a link to a database because it's just like it's a subscription package. Sorry for all of the runaround for getting access to these. If you run stuck on anything, you're probably aware of this one already. You can go to Interlibrary Loan, and when you log in, you can do a new request for articles and just fill in the metadata right there, and then you'll get it in like a day. So there's what we're negotiating with is like all of these competing subscriptions, and so there's like different forms of access, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm more than happy to help you out. I enjoy my job, and I'd love to help you out. So keep me in the loop.